The council chamber was silent, eerily so. Hundreds of alien delegates, from scaled Varnix to crystalline Zorath, stared at the glowing projection in the center of the hall. It was a planet, small and blue, rotating serenely in the dark, Earth. "They call themselves humans," rasped Counselor Varix, his many eyes narrowing. "And I say they are insane." The statement rippled across the room like a gravitational shockwave. Insane? Species in the galaxy were categorized as predators, prey, or symbiotic, but insanity, that was reserved for outliers that burned too fast and vanished before reaching the stars. Yet humans were not gone. They were expanding. "Explain," demanded a crystalline delegate, her voice ringing like glass struck with a hammer. Varix's tendrils hovered over the holomap. "They come from a death world. Gravity higher than the galactic average, atmosphere corrosive, weather systems violent. Their oceans try to drown them. Their mountains try to crush them. Their fauna tries to eat them. Yet they survived. No, they thrived." Data screens flickered, images of humans climbing frozen cliffs with bleeding fingers, running into burning buildings to save others, smiling with broken bones and bloodied lips. The delegates shifted uneasily. 2 cycles ago, Varix continued, a survey fleet approached their moon. Not to attack, merely to observe. One of their astronauts was conducting maintenance outside a primitive station. His tether snapped. "Do you know what he did?" Varix's eyes scanned the room. He laughed. He laughed while drifting into the void, and sang until his oxygen ran out. A murmur rippled through the chamber. The notion was unthinkable. Void exposure meant certain death. Most species entered shock from the terror alone. But a human? A human embraced it. "That is a single case," rumbled a scale general. "Madness of one is not the measure of many." Varix's tendrils curled. "Then consider their wars. They fight not just when they can win, but when there is no chance of victory. They burn their own cities to deny resources to enemies. They strap explosives to themselves to breach fortresses. They will charge a fortress armed with nothing but sharpened sticks if that is all they have." Another delegate hissed. "That is not bravery. That is derangement. Is there a difference?" Varix shot back. Silence fell again. On the screens, more images rolled, humans pulling comrades from wreckage with shattered limbs, mothers shielding children in collapsing shelters, explorers cutting through alien jungles with grins, scars, and songs. "They adapt faster than the swarm. They heal from wounds that would leave us crippled. They grow stronger from suffering, smarter from defeat." Varix's voice dropped lower, almost a whisper. "And when they bond, when they decide someone is one of their own, they will burn worlds to protect them." A younger delegate clicked nervously. "So what do you propose, Counselor? Containment? Observation? Containment?" Varix barked a harsh laugh. "You cannot cage a wildfire. They have already reverse-engineered our weapons, copied our engines, and they have only been in contact with us for a single century." An ancient Zorath elder finally spoke, his crystalline body refracting the starlight. "You speak of fear, but I see opportunity. A species so reckless may destroy itself long before it threatens the Council." Varix turned, his gaze heavy. "Then you have not seen what I have seen. They sent a ship, damaged, barely space-worthy, into the heart of a supernova to save a stranded crew of Varnix they had never met. They call it sacrifice. We call it insanity." The Council murmured again. Some argued for isolation, others for treaties, a few even for extermination. But none denied the truth forming in their minds. Humans were unpredictable. At that moment, the chamber doors opened with a hiss. A figure walked in. Tall, bipedal, wrapped in a pressure suit marked with the blue and white insignia of Earth. The human ambassador had arrived early. He smiled. "Hope I'm not interrupting," he said, in that easy, casual tone they all found unnerving. "Heard my species came up in conversation." No one spoke. The delegates stared as the human set down a case, opened it, and revealed a simple plant, green, fragile, alive. "Gift," he said. "Grew this in the middle of a radioactive wasteland. Thought you might like to see what we call resilience." The counselor who had spoken loudest against humanity found himself leaning back, his scales tingling. This creature had walked into a room full of species debating his extinction, and smiled. As the session adjourned, whispers filled the hall. "Perhaps they are insane," one delegate murmured. "Or perhaps," said another, "we have simply forgotten what true survival looks like." Varix watched the human leave, a knot of unease twisting in his chest. The galaxy was ancient, vast, and full of wonders. But for the first time in millennia, the Council faced a species that did not fit any category. Not predator. Not prey. Not conqueror. Not victim. Something else. Something dangerous. Something human.